when you talk about artificial intelligence, your deep learning, data science, data analytics, these things are not new. They have been there in existence for many, many decades, and every time a new fad comes into the picture, we give various names to it, and that is, artificial intelligence as we know now. And before I start this particular session, I would like to ask you a few questions. To answer this question yourself, what is the population of the total world? Think about it. I suggest you can take out a notebook, and I will keep asking a lot of questions like this. You can keep answering those questions in your notebook. If you have answered it as 7.5 billion, you are right, okay? 7 billion. 1,000 billion is 1 trillion, right? So now you can judge the scale of it just at 7 billion, right? 7.5 billion population. What is the population of India? Put it down. If you have written 1.2, 1.25, you're fairly right? In the whole world, every 1 in 7th person born in the world is an Indian. Now, when we talk about artificial intelligence, how many devices are there in the whole world? Devices. Approximately. If you are considering a 7.5 billion population, all right? Keep it 7 billion for easy calculations. How many devices may be there? A lot of participants say 2 devices per person generally. Write it. Put your own viewpoints there. Approximately, statistics says that it is 4 times more. All right. So approximately 7 4s are 28. 28 billion devices. These devices had always existed, even before the advent of internet. Any idea when internet came into this world? Approximately, take a guess. Write that down in your notepad. We guys have seen the whole transition, right? From post to telegrams to internet, right? People used to send letters in cards, open cards. We talk a lot about privacy these days, and those days everything used to be out in the open, like cards. We talk a lot about privacy, your WhatsApp codes getting encrypted, decrypted, and all that. Devices used to be there, communication used to be there, telegrams used to be there. But internet made a difference in terms of connected devices. What made it possible was this advent of internet. And internet has been in existence for the last 3 decades, but this interconnectedness that we are talking about is a recent trend in the last 10-15 years. That is because of availability of something called as bandwidth, that is data. And that is where we talk about 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. Scams have happened because we were never aware that such things existed. Your spectrum is not a product like Apple. Take this Apple, 1 kg, 100 rupees. It is spectrum. It is thin air. You can't see anything. But that money can earn you lakhs and lakhs of crores of rupees. We all have heard about this 2G scam, 3G scam. Can you imagine how much was the scam that people are talking about? The 2G scam we are talking about. How much was the total money involved in that scam? Put that down. Let me give you a perspective. It is alleged that it was somewhere around 1,76,000 rupees. We don't want to discuss politics here, but we are all aware of 2G scams, 1,76,000 crores. You might think 1,76,000. You take 10 lakhs from the dealer and ask for your CR's car. You ask the dealer, show me the car. I want to see the color. I want to see the seats. But here we are talking about 1,76,000. And if you ask them, show me the product, that product is not visible. It is thin air. You are just given a license to communicate through that thin air. And that's what the whole story is about, guys. Typically, because of this 2G technology, 3G technology, not just that, your cell phones have been there in existence for the last 25 years. I remember when I was in Maruti, I used to have the cell phone in 1995. But what is the difference between your cell phones in 95 and your cell phones today? Put that down in a paper. What is the difference? So the major change is in terms of your technology, because everything we talk about, your size, your RAM, your capacity, etc., they are all pertain to hardware and technology. But when we talk about these interconnected devices, the large part of that has been because of the price of usage. I'm not talking about the price of the instrument. I'm talking about the usage. I remember when way back in 1995, I was given an allowance of 1,000 rupees. That was in Maruti when I was in sales. In 1995, you could have purchased a flat in Goregaon right near the railway station for 25 lakh rupees those days. That was the time we are talking about. You can get a beautiful 3-bedroom flat in Goregaon right near the railway station, and we're talking of 1,000 rupees per month, right? Because every minute you take a call, hi, how are you? I will speak to you later. You will be charged 10 rupees. Now technology has changed. Everything has changed. The prices has come down. Prices of everything else has gone up. Your tomato, edible oil, car, televisions, everything has gone up at a compounded annual growth rate of 6-7% inflation is what we're talking about. But if you look at the communications costs, that has come down like anything. And today, even 4 or 5 years back, we used to subscribe 1 GB of data for 300-400 rupees. And now, 500 rupees for 3 months. You can have daily 2 GB of data, daily 5 GB of data, and that's how the communication costs have come down. And this reduction of communication costs has resulted in interconnected devices and the communication growing up exponentially, logarithmically, something that nobody imagined ever in the world. And such has been the pace of its growth, and that has given rise to a lot of things like artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, data science, big data analytics. What are these we are talking about? We are talking of crores and crores of MBs of data, and that is how I'm going to give you a broad idea. What is data analytics? So we're going to get into the meat of what it is, right? I'm going to discuss that.